your assumption is that website is a rocket science always, right? Maybe later after purchasing services, after opting services from someone, you must have realized it don't seem to be that hard or difficult, correct? Because we must have ended up paying a very small amount. Initially, your assumptions must be very high, and you ended up paying a very small amount, and that's when you realize building website may not cost much, right? So, what is the process? So, all of us understand building websites is now quite easy. It's not as difficult as how it was a decade back or 2 decades back. It has been made very, very simple, very, very easy. Look at this. This was built in half an hour. I'll show you a website. Yeah. Photos have to be changed. Is it not looking good? It's looking good, right? So I don't have to conceptualize how my website should look like, right? So this is built using AI, artificial intelligence.
So you get by default
We can edit in this. So this did not have this particular section. It did not had this section also, and this section was there, and this section had only 3 points, and we expanded it to, and this section was not there on the web page. So we're going to discuss that as well. We're going to learn how to build these things as well, right? So if you have to build website, anyways, we are going to build it on WordPress only. So custom build website takes HTML, CSS, JavaScript knowledge, right? So if at all, if you are building a backend, a content management system to manage your website, you may have to learn one of the programming languages such as .NET, Java, Python, Ruby on Rails, right? PHP. Not all of them, any one of them. Even if you know one of them, you'll be able to build a content management system, right? Which is your website backend, which allows you to manage the content of your website. You should also know database. See, now if it is a plain HTML web page, if it is just a front end, all the content will be sitting on the page itself, right? So if it has a content management system, it will be stored in a database, and from there the content will be uh, passed to your front end. This is the ideal process. Now you don't have to learn any of these things. You have a ready-made software available, that is WordPress. You will be simply installing that onto your server. Before installing that, what is that needed for you is what you have to understand. Okay. So one is your website name. And now you have to purchase this from sellers, the domain sellers. See, domain sellers are basically anybody can reserve any domain, right? But then this would create a lot of issues. That's why there is a domain registry organization, right? So there's somebody sitting and maintaining all this, the world, some domain registry, something, right? Ideally speaking, you would have got it for free also, but because of somebody entering, registering, and maintaining the records, your domains are now charged. Now, second scenario is based on the domain. What do you say that? No. So if it's a short name, if it is highly in demand, right? It would have got into auction. And see, it's a big business. Even you can do that. You can buy a domain at 500 rupees or 1000 rupees, and you will keep it with you for some time, or maybe you will put it on auction. You bought it at 1000 rupees, and you can put it on auction for 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. People put on auction for 1 crore as well. It's a business model for few people, right? There is a big company. There are big companies. The 3-floor buildings, 4-floor buildings will be all occupied by employees who will be working only on registering the domains and putting them on the auction. And whenever there is a requirement, they will just working on these things. So even if you are owning a domain for 10 years, your expense will be, the cost incurred will be just 10,000 rupees, correct? Now during this period, if you are selling this at 20 lakhs or 1 crore, now think of the amount of revenue that you have made. That's a very good business model, right? But then you need a capital, small capital. But then, see, there are people who, I know, I have seen business owners who are putting 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs and getting the domain names. because for them a very good name is very important. They feel that way. You can go with any name, right? So they look for a very catchy name and with the name of their registered company, correct? Unique name. So see, our company name is Canara Digital, and we have a domain Canara Digital only.
Sorry, I told you I have been
Uh-huh. Yeah. So we have a domain Canara Digital. Our company name is Canara Digital Marketing Solutions Private Limited, and we bought the domain. And there's another company Canara Foods Private Limited, right? So when we this was other way around. We already had the domain. CandraFoods.com was our domain, but this MCA platform, MCA platform, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Ministry of Corporate Affairs is the body which registers your company. Are you all getting it?
Minister of
Corporate Affairs. So if you're planning to register your business, you have to apply on this portal. Your name whatsoever, they will take a look at it and tell this name is already registered or owned by somebody else, or your name sounds similar to some other company. There was another company in Tamil Nadu, CANDRA.
But MSME is also the same thing or it's a
No,
different?
no, no, no. MSME is different. Well, I'll tell you. Right? MCA is Ministry of Corporate Affairs that allows you to register your organization, that takes care of all the paperwork or whatsoever. Yes.
It's
So
like a legal body.
legal body for registering your organization, MCA in India, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Now this body approves your name. You cannot simply go, right? For example, let's say there is already Zomato. You cannot go and put a tomato. So they will say your company is resembling the name of Zomato. It would have been very lenient earlier, and eventually in course of time they have brought in various kinds of norms which regulates all of these things. So now while I was registering a company Canara Foods Private Limited, there was a company already in Tamil Nadu somewhere, CANDRA Foods Private Limited, same, just K, instead of K it was C. And I had to go through a big process, and you know how government officials work. Later it's possible, it's not, there's nothing as possible, but I had to spend a lot.
So the
So
same thing
same,
happened. I just had.
yeah.
I registered in MSME, and my earlier brand was Sharp IQ
Okay.
and Sharp Electronics.
Uh-huh.
They had a calculator called Sharp.
Okay.
So they, I mean, though it was registered at MSME, they had a copyright issue for the name using me as Sharp IQ.
Okay.
So I had to change my name then.
Okay. So now, even though you have Sharp IQ in your name also, they would have approved, that they usually approve when the business category is different.
But ours,
Your case
they
is
told
business
them-
category is different, but then still they did not approve. They were into electronics, Sharp IQ electronics,
Sharp IQ.
and yours is training.
Yes.
Teaching.
Even then we told them
They didn't agree, but ideally speaking, it has to be considered because the
What
domain
about
of
business?
category.
I spoke to a lawyer. Lawyer said you will win the case, but then it will go for 2-3 years minimum. I said I don't have patience to go, and they are a big funded company. And the lawyer said they will only do so that the lawyers over there
Uh-huh.
should get some money for their hearing. It's all I spoke to one lawyer, and then he said me everything. So that I can also take the case, and definitely you will win the
Okay.
thing.
Now it
So
can
I
happen
think
the other way around.
before registration, they will check all this process and then register for
Which
the brand,
process?
right? Like this like brand name, like the particular brand name is not like the same as the previous brand whichever they have. The other brand has the copyrights and all.
MCA checks it. Who owns this name? Does your name sound the same? It checks all of these things and then approves your company name.
Same
Auditor does it, right?
Huh?
Auditor does it, right?
No, no, no.
Auditor has no
Auditor
authority.
is just a person. See, auditor doesn't do anything. MCA does it. Auditor just applies for it.
Yeah, yeah. When he applies, no, he searches
CS,
the name
CS
and
do
does
this process for you.
Yeah.
You can do it by yourself, or anybody who knows it can do for you. But mostly CS will help you with all this registration process.
Yeah, yeah.
MCA.
Yeah, yeah.
And also logo should not be copyrighted.
Yeah,
So
when
that
Logo
one
is
again
okay.
you have to take trademark registration.
Trademark.
Yes.
So logo trademark and text trademark.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a big process, and it's not that important for you if you are not an e-commerce business. So on Amazon, you have to put a logo of you need to own a trademark.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Coming back, so the main thing was I had to explain. I was explaining how difficult sometimes it becomes super difficult to register your domain name,
Hmm.
right? So this company also, this was a proprietorship company. This was a proprietorship company registered in 2003 or 6, right? And in 2018 or 17, when they wanted to register for private limited was not available. Same name, Creative Print and Pack company name, registered as under proprietorship. Now they wanted to go with private limited. Somebody from some corner had registered and kept it. Company name, not domain. They own the domain. And this person was not ready even when they were ready to pay 10 lakhs. And this person is not doing any business also with it.
Why he kept?
Maybe he wanted to start something related to printing, and this is a very big company. Their manufacturing unit is located in some 2-3 acres, and print and pack, and they have got machineries worth 10 crores, 15 crores. It's a very big company in Hyderabad, based out of Hyderabad. Okay, they deal with very big brands, Allen Solly, Jockey, Van Heusen, for all those brands, the boxes, tags, everything they are supplying.
Seems like DHL.
DHL is
DHL
shipping
is a
company,
shipping.
They also own this.
manufacturing this packaging material
They supply
for cosmetics, paramedicals, for all kinds of companies. They produce this packaging material, the boxes. Even for the medicines, you will see expensive medicines, the packaging materials, right? So all they do all of that. But see, now it becomes when you are
I got it.
okay, fine, cool, have it, we'll discuss. So now, if you are registering a company, you have to make sure that, so go with something for which the name is available on NCA as well as domain name is available. So if you go and register one of them just like that, you will struggle for the other one, right? But in some cases, a lot of companies will keep their registered name different and their domain name different. For example, if you check uh, Zomato, their registered name would be different and their domain is that they are operating with will be different. Their websites will be different and their registered names will be different. And a lot of companies do this. Intentionally, they do this.
Can they use like that? Because for the payment gateway, we need the exact registered name for the company.
Even Domino's is also like that. Some
Jubilant
Jubilee Foods,
Foods.
Jubilee
Jubilant
Foods
Foods.
Private Limited.
And
Jubilant and
Like
also they own a MG Hector and
Yes.
Audi. All
yes.
this.
So their registered names will be different and domain names will be different. What was your question?
No, I said when they go for the payment gateway and everything, they will ask the exact.
They'll just
details
ask the
for brand
proof
and all.
that this domain belongs to you or not. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
It don't have to be same as your registered company.
Achha.
It don't have to be same as your registered company. They intentionally have different names.
Then why do they ask for a brand license and everything? For
Brand
payment
license.
gateway?
See, payment gateway companies will ask you for incorporation certificate. Okay, so you are going to provide corporate certificate. They're going to ask your domain name. You're going to provide your domain name. They're going to ask your GST
Bank
certificate.
account.
You're going to provide. They're going to ask your current bank accounts,
Yeah.
and you're going to
I
provide
think
it.
for current bank account, we needed that one.
So, see, first thing here, it can be different.
Uh-huh.
You just have to prove your ownership. That's all,
Okay.
and they don't have to be same.
Mhm.
Got it? And they intentionally do it. I have no clue. They must be doing it intentionally, like hoping for other benefits. Right? They don't want it to be identified that way. Right? Okay. Coming back, domain names. So what I'm telling is, make sure that it's available. Both are available. Right? So otherwise, you might end up spending a lot. When you are desperate to own the same name, you will end up spending a significantly higher amount. In 2020, I know few business owners who spent 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs for just domain name. There are websites. I don't remember the name of the website. Uh, so you search for this. All these companies. I'll show you. There are some companies who will show you list of the websites which are on the auction. I don't remember the name, so I'm just trying to. These are all simply will help you to buy the domain names. But there are other platforms. I will try to figure out them. Okay. So now you can go and purchase them with any of the domain sellers. Zoho sells, Google sells, GoDaddy sells, Hostinger sells. Few hundreds or thousands of companies sell their domain names, and it's going to be the same price whether you buy from GoDaddy or Google or Zoho or anybody. See, these people are not selling them; they have just the mediums in between. That's all. There is a domain registry body separate the body, right? And now this body has a repository or information which domain is already registered by somebody and which is available, and they all get access. Even you can become a domain seller. They all get access to that. I don't know the exact process. They all get access to the data, and they will start selling. So why are they selling domain names? They all know, see, they will be mainly into the business of hosting services. So now if I go selling hosting, I'll be able to sell it to few. But even before somebody plans to purchase a hosting, the first stage is they'll plan to purchase a domain name, correct? So these hosting companies started selling the domain names as well, so that immediately they can sell
Hosting.
hosting as well. What is that called as upsell or cross sell? Yes, correct. So upselling becomes super easy. It is something like this. Let's say you are mainly into water business, selling a mineral water, right? So what you will do is you will have very good margins in mineral water. So what will you do is you might offer chips packet at a very negligible price or for free probably. After eating this, people will start buying the water. Exactly, this is the concept. You understood, right? So though they may not have good margins, all these companies started selling domains. You understand? So now if you are planning to sell some services on internet also, you must be seeing so many people. I'll offer a free webinar or maybe 3 hours class on digital marketing for 99 rupees, 50 rupees, 1 rupee, 10 rupee.
And then they will sell their product again.
Right. See, that's a sales call. And very smartly, they are taking money from you and selling the business. So, for example, if I'm coming to your door and knocking your door, and if I have to sell some products, I'll be doing it for free, right? Basically. Now, look at this. Smartly, we are people are collecting 100 rupees from you, and they will start doing the sales call. And people don't realize that. That's a sales call. And now, the best thing is they are doing it to few hundreds or thousands of people at one go. 99 rupees, one thing. 99 rupees into 100 rupees into 1000 people.
100 into 1000 is
1 lakh. And then they got database, huge database. They will sell this database, they will use it for marketing activities as well. And out of this 1000 people, they'll be able to sell their product or service at least to 50 people again.
it is upselling.
And ticket price, let's say 50,000 rupees into 50, 5 5 25, 25 lakhs. Correct? So you have to in business, the first thing that you have to understand is how businesses work, right? And one more thing, you should not be see, there are two ways in business. One is high ticket price and sell it to very few people, and another one is low ticket price and sell it to masses. This 99 rupees is all about targeting the mass. They might have invested 50,000 on Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and they made 1 lakh anyways, correct? And next they'll be selling services, correct? You have to target masses, right? So you shouldn't be selling that, okay, I'll charge 25,000 only, 35,000 only, 50,000 only, right? When you stick it to that price, market competition is very high, and considering the current market, it's not affordable for people, correct? I'll tell our scenario. So, right, we are selling course at 35,000 rupees. Let's assume when I say 35,000, I'll be able to get only 10 students, right? 10 students into 35, 3,50,000. But when I change the price to 15,000 rupees, I might probably attract 50 students. 15 into 50 students is 4.5 lakhs. No, 7.5 lakhs. Where is 3.5? It's double, right? Exactly double, right? Sometimes your pricing can become a barrier. In business like this, it doesn't matter, right? So I'm not manufacturing the car. So if I'm manufacturing the car, my manufacturing cost is always 6 lakh. I cannot go below that. Here, when I'm into training, whether I'm training to 10 people or 100 people, it's going to the same effort. Correct? So my concept or logic doesn't apply for manufacturing business where the manufacturing cost is all, even that applies in the manufacturing also. Will I'll discuss the scenarios. Correct? You understood how pricing plays a role. Should I be changing the price now? You will say no, correct? Because you have paid higher. I'll not change. We are comparatively already. Okay, that's okay. That's a different thing. Okay, fine. Okay, so now coming to domains. So what is needed to buy a domain?
Good domain name.
What is needed to book a domain name?
The website. Website you know.
Hosting.
What is required for a
To register a domain name, what is needed? Name, let's say I say abc.com. ABC is my name. I have planned abc.com. That's
We
enough.
need a good
We have
platform.
to
where
purchase.
laptop basically or something.
So you need, obviously we'll have it. So you have to open an account on those platforms. You need an email ID. You need an email ID and you have to register an account on those platforms. Okay. And then second step would be, so in the class notes, I have put everything very detailed. What is,
Shared,
So can you send it?
I haven't sent, I'll send it to you also, don't worry. Okay, you will find it useful. I'll send it soon. So I have put all the steps, what is needed to register your domain name, how to find the domain names, where and all you can find. Okay. So see, usually not about the domains, themes. I have put about the themes. You can go with one of these platforms and you can register your names. Okay. So now, if you are not a tech guy or you struggle to deal with the technology, see, buying the domain will not get your website. You have just registered your name. A lot of business owners misunderstand. They will register the name on GoDaddy and they say that I don't have website.
They need to host them.
They need a storage space, hosting. The storage space connected to the internet. And then second thing is they have to build the website. Correct. Now, there are few more segments of business owners. They buy the hosting, they buy the domain, and they think the website is not ready, not working. You have seen a plot, bought it, and on the papers also you have registered. Now, how will a villa come automatically over there? You have to build it, right? Right. So now, one second. So my suggestion is, if you're not a techie, I mean, like, you don't have to be techie for that. If you are not comfortable connecting this hosting, see, now if you're buying hosting at one place and domain at another place, you should be able to connect both of them. We discussed it last time, right? So if you all could remember, we did that creative print and pack last time. Do you all remember?
Yes.
We built creative print and pack at hosting here, and our domain name is here on GoDaddy. Correct? And as per my understanding, if you have ever bought any domain, mostly you must have bought it from GoDaddy. Because GoDaddy is the only company that does TV ads. And we Indians spend at least 2-3 hours every day in front of TV. Correct? See, now if they are marketing their product, see, look at their strategies. They know that Indians spend for sure some time in front of TV and they start promoting it on TV and now on YouTube everywhere. So this domain is here and hosting is with Hostinger. Okay, so why did I get hosting? See, GoDaddy also sells hosting, and I was paying somewhere around 40,000 rupees every year for hosting service. For hosting service. So, hosting, there are different types of hosting with cPanel and without cPanel. What is the cPanel? Yeah, that's the full form. But what does this do?
That controls.
It creates a lot of convenience for you to handle your server. So if you don't have control panel, you have to write On the command prompts, you have to write the commands. Have you ever used command prompts? Right? You should know commands, the language to communicate with the servers. Yeah, Linux or whatsoever. There are various. So you should know that thing. You should know file transfer protocol. Use FTP. That's very simple to use though. So now we all are not into technology. We may not understand how to use it, or we might have to put additional effort to learn all of it. That's when this hosting company is created control panel. Okay. So GoDaddy is one such platform. Hostinger is any mostly most of this. See now, if I go to DigitalOcean, control panel is additional charge again. Amazon doesn't have control panel. A lot of high level, next level servers. Mostly these are for web developers. They know how to use all this servers. So for all of us who doesn't have much knowledge on the technology, programming or all this, you will have to go with hosting that has cPanel. Okay. And now there are two types of hosting servers provided by these hosting companies. One is Windows hosting and another one is Linux hosting. Okay. So Windows hosting, their server environment is all compatible with the Windows. Okay. Operating system. And Linux, go with the Linux. If you are going ease of use Linux, the options, the kind of options, I think both are easy now. Long back, decade back, I was using Windows. It was not that. Later, I realized Linux is much comfortable and better after switching to Linux. So it was all for me. I was learning it all by myself, right? So I was doing it all manually, installing the WordPress application, creating the databases, and connecting this database to the WordPress application. All was manual. So later I switched to Linux, which had inbuilt options, just buttons. Click the button, your WordPress gets installed, and automatically it creates the database, and both of them automatically gets connected. It's all quite easy. Okay, and Hostinger by default it's a Linux server, or regardless of that they have given good options. And now why GoDaddy to Hostinger, right? So Hostinger is much cheaper than GoDaddy. So if you are a small business, if you are looking for a small profile website, you will get hosting at just 2,500 rupees. It shows up around 3,500 something, and using a code high 10. If you are a first time signing up an account and purchasing, put high 10, you will get it at less than 3,000 rupees, right? So now this will be there are another scenario again, shared hosting and dedicated hosting. Dedicated hosting is going to be highly expensive. Okay, so for you it might cost 5,000 rupees a month or 10,000 rupees a month or several thousands a month, even 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 a month based on the usage, right? So for neither of your business, you don't you need a dedicated. See, dedicated hosting is always good
Big business.
for a website which has got lots of traffic, investing a lot on the marketing, right? Shared hosting is not a big deal or big problem. You go with a better option. So shared hosting gives you 2 GB, 1 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM. So for you, 1 GB or 2 GB should suffice. But then the problem is this RAM is also used by some other websites, not the storage. Storage is different, RAM is different. CPU, single CPU, double CPU, all this improves the performance speed of your website. For search engine optimization, having a good speed is important. Your processors have to be better, but then since your website don't have traffic, it's not a problem. Okay. So, how many of you know here how to buy a domain name, how to register a domain name? You all know, right? So quickly, maybe we'll.
How to buy it?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. So let's give me some name. Maybe some name pest control related. What's your company name?
Rishi, RIS.
Rishi Pest Control.com. RishiPestControl.com is owned by somebody else already, and they are telling that pay me 30,000 broker service fee. I will try to speak to them and get this domain, but don't do this ever. It is something like somebody coming and telling you You pay me 1 lakh rupee, I will make next month super. It's going to be super for you. I'll do some puja and make it super for you.
Online scam. This is also scam. Okay, scam.
No, this is
There is
tactically
pestcontrol.in already.
dot in. It's there. Dot in is there. You can go with dot in, or you can receive pest control is there, right? Receive pest control. This will be expensive. See, short of the domain, more expensive. This is available. See, Rishi Pest. RishiPest.com is available. Rishi Pest, maybe services.
Will be more.
Pest control will be more appropriate. See, now I'll go with pest control. You will not find it at all. Pestcontrols.ai. Pestmanagement.in. Pestcontrol.global. VIP. Find pestcontrol.com.
Pestcontrol.com is 3 lakh.
3 lakh rupees. So now who is selling this at 3 lakh rupees?
You said no last time there's a particular company.
So now you can register a domain and you can put them in the auction here. Right, Qatar for you, I think I have put it on the auction or remote, I don't know. QatarForYou.com is available, 4,27,350.42. I own this domain
Oh.
and have put this on the auction. I don't remember that I have put this at this price. Okay, that's how it shows up. So now if it is,
Put on auction.
this has all, it's something like when you buy a mobile phone, how to change it to the dark mode, WhatsApp dark mode or your phone dark mode whatsoever. So once you own it, they are all very simple options. You can play with those options. Okay, so for example, when you go to the domains,
Account. You need to own
own
an account.
your account and first buy and own the website. Okay, so if you think this will be good, see now this Qatar for you, I must have spent so many nights finding this domain name. It's not that easy to find a catchy domain. Okay, so now a lot of people invest their time in this and they will purchase very catchy names and they'll put them on the auction. And another thing is they use some programs, softwares. So you must be owning a very catchy name for the last 10 years. Suddenly that gets expired and you did not notice. There will be a buffer 15-20 days. And that buffer time is also done. They will quickly go and register it. And now they'll put that on auction for several. See, now getting a short name is quite difficult. Every individual on the earth is owning 2-3 domains. I own some 5 to 10 domains, right? I know so many people owning at least 1 domain, 2 domains, registered the names. See, now you own a domain, you own a domain, you own a domain. He is yet to own, planning, right? And in the last few years, I have owned and I have left few domains. So in 2012 itself, I was owning this. So I used to get so many. See, somebody has bought it and they have not put them on the auction. That's why it's taken. It's not available. If they put it on auction,
It will be showing
it will be showing that's available, right? So now look at this.
.com is 6 lakh 82. My God.
So now you can also try this out by investing some 10,000 or 20,000 rupees. You buy it at 1,000 rupees only. Continue renewing it every year for next 5 years and try out your luck. Buy a very good domain, nice name, okay, short name, put it on the auction, try your luck for the next 2-3 years. It's like people speak, right? Okay, I'll invest on the stocks fixed for a few years. I'll mutual funds and I will leave it like that for few months or years, right? So you try your luck that way. Correct. So there's so many options, but if you have to make it work, you need patience. You need intelligence. Intelligence is here. The first scenario, first stage is you coming up with a very catchy domain, registering a very catchy domain, right? Somebody that GeoStar, what is that?
Dubai gets
He demanded 1 crore, right?
But they get it for free.
No, it's not even.
He sold it for 10 lakhs to Dubai kids, and they gave it for free. Is what it's been put in the newspapers
Naughty like that.
for
Just to close and
some mileage matter, but they must have
Not
bought it at a very good deal.
at least 8-10 crores. I believe that they
Maybe
will
may
not
not
give it
be.
for free. Why will that?
No, because the kids themselves had.
See,
They bought it only for business purpose.
see
No,
those
why
kids
will
also could be somebody known people to him in the network. Simply they will see now. See now, he has to face legal consequences. His age is above 18. Kid's age is below 18. The moment they own it, okay. I don't know. Email ID is also needed, but how they manage? But there will be definitely. They must have found some loopholes in the law system. Now it's been sold to somebody in Dubai, and Dubai country is different, right? Their legal system is different. Indian legal system is different.
Oh, money is so powerful, you would have done something.
But definitely would have done with money only.
That's why.
Not like in movies, right? They will not send some villains and.
Cannot happen.
See, I believe if he would have shown that he has taken it, then Ambani's reputation would have gone. So definitely he would have given under cover.
Yes.
Taken it and shown it as given for free.
See now, there are so many scenarios. I was listening to one podcast in 2022. So how these two guys, friends, just did it for fun and they became millionaires by selling the domain name. Some company came and bought it at several millions of dollars. In USA, it's a very big business. In India, people don't know about this. I mean, not everybody knows about it. There are people who are doing it.
Only IT professionals will be knowing it.
No IT professional knows it. You go speak to IT professionals, who will know? Only who is in this danda will know it. I mean, who has got that exposure? See, for me, even I am not into it, despite knowing it. And knowing itself, it took so many years for me. It's not that I was explicitly trying to understand this. In course of time, we realized, we grabbed that information. Correct? So now I have explained it to you all, and you know this, how this works. Okay. So you go and register. It's quite simple. Add to cart. It's as simple as you adding any food that you are ordering from Zomato, right? Or any grocery from Amazon or Big Basket. And I don't have to explain this. It's quite simple, and it all will be shown here. So once you own the domain, automatically you will. So if you are buying the hosting from the same provider, automatically both will be always connected. Okay. But then if you have a hosting at a different place, you have to connect them by switching to this DNS, domain name server. DNS is domain name server, right? So this is domain name, and servers are to be mapped. They are called as name servers.
The day was showing hosting and
Yes. This is already connected. I'll use my own name servers, and I have marked it to see GoDaddy recommended GoDaddy name servers. But I don't own the hosting here, so I have added name servers. These are all GoDaddy name servers. I think I have added. Where did I add it?
spelling is wrong, sir.
Okay. So here it is not displaying, so I'll pick a different domain because it's already mapped to hostinger. So let me pick a different domain, creative print. This is another domain. Yeah. So you will see something like this. So this is IP address of the hosting, previous hosting that I was owning with GoDaddy, but that hosting is not renewed, and still it's pointing to the same hosting. Okay. Okay, so I'll have to switch to, I'll use my own name servers and I have to add my name servers. So from where do I get this name servers? I'll get this from the hosting. So usually if you're buying both are from same place, you'll not have this problem. Okay. If you're planning to use Hostinger server, just buy your domain from Hostinger and also the server from the Hostinger.
So this will be lesser than
This will be?
lesser than GoDaddy hosting.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I'll show you the plans, pricing plans. Before login, I'll show it to you. Wait. Hostinger, yeah, start now. So 149 per month. Choose plan. So 249 per month when you renew it.
So that was yearly coming down. So that is cheaper. This is monthly, this is expensive.
There are different kinds of hosting. Okay, how many years? 48 months. 4 years. 2,628.
For 4 years, how much tuition was less?
So later years, the first year it is 149, later might cost 2500. Sorry, 250 rupees. So if I go with 24 months, so it's costing you 4,296. 3 years, there's no 3 years,
4 years.
4 years.
It is cheaper.
7,152. Okay, go with 1 year. Once you have the better website, everything. So you will spend some time building it and all, right? And getting traction. Later you can understand this. If this is
We have a
Yeah.
like we have a website and we want to renew our domain and hosting it for the next year because it's already expired.
you cannot renew it something that has expired. Renewing is a word to be used when you own it
Okay.
and the renewal time has arrived.
Mhm.
So you lost it already. The domain which you owned once upon a time, you have lost it, and somebody else owns it now, right? There are two options. One is if at all if they have put that in the auction,
Mhm.
you can go and buy, considering that you have budget to buy it.
Yeah. Okay.
Second option, they'll say that broker fee, we will try to speak to them and try to get it to them. Don't go with it. That doesn't work. And third option is you try to alter your name slightly. Go with if you want to go with the same brand name, try to alter it, right? So for example, earlier it was abc.com. Now you can change it to theabc.com, something like that.
So I have this one that before I had taken my hosting and the domain name from GoDaddy. Now I wanted my hosting to be from Hostinger, not from GoDaddy.
Why?
So I can
This is okay.
transfer my Hostinger from that to this one and do it, or only for the new website we need to do this.
I didn't get to transfer what? Hosting.
Yeah.
Hosting you cannot transfer. Let the hosting be with GoDaddy if you have already bought it.
Yeah.
And you can buy the domain name also from GoDaddy or Hostinger. It doesn't matter from where you buy. If at all, if you are buying it from Hostinger, you have to connect the domain name with the Hostinger, which is owned by GoDaddy, which you own at GoDaddy. Okay. So, are you sure that you own the hosting with GoDaddy?
I have no idea because the domain.
You log in and check your invoices here, products, It will show if you own any product here. It shows
The
you that
domain
you
is
own it.
available for 1,000 from my side. Now it is.
It's available.
Yeah.
It's available with the hosting.
940.
No, domain is not a big deal. Okay. See now, website plus marketing. This is so if you own any additional products here, hosting services, everything, you will see it on your GoDaddy account. You must be owning an account with GoDaddy already. If you have purchased it in the past,
Yeah.
you should have an email ID and password of that account. Log in with that and see what you own there. By any chance, if you have registered for a hosting services for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you might have the hosting. So if you have registered for only 1 year along with your domain, both your domain and hosting both would have got expired by now. So you can freshly buy the hosting also if it is expired, right? So buy the domain, buy the hosting, okay? And if you are buying domain freshly, you can buy it from hostinger also. If at all, if you are planning to buy hosting from hostinger, I suggest to buy it from hostinger so that it becomes easier for you to manage your websites. If you have hosting already with GoDaddy, you can go ahead and buy hosting domain also from GoDaddy. You understood? You understood, right, all of you? What I was explaining to you. Okay. Yeah. Coming back. Uh, yeah. So all of you own the hosting here. No, right? Somebody else owns the hosting. So another suggestion, as a business owner, you should have control of your domain at least. If not hosting, my suggestion is own both domain and hosting. So what happens is, why you should be owning is, so these guys were not, so when they had to share the credentials of your website, they might resist, right? For several reasons. They don't want you to know where it is hosted, how it is hosted, what is that, what's managed, right? And they want you to be reliable, dependent on them, right? Second thing, even in this scenario, you can let go the website if you own the domain, and you can build it freshly from your side if you own the domain. If it is in your account, what you will do, you will simply go and change your domain name servers, and you can own the hosting also in your account. But the problem here is you will lose the website. Website is different. Website is your contents. Domain is your name. At least you should be owning your domain name. Okay. So don't tell to people, okay, you only buy the domain, you only buy the hosting. Okay. So if you at least buy the domain from your side. Coming to the hosting, if you think it's cheaper from their side, it's okay. You can get the hosting from them. Right? But when they had to transfer to your hosting, you have to ask backup of your website, complete backup of your website, so that you can use that website again to your domain, whether it's old domain or new domain. You can use all that content again. You can connect that website with your contents. Domain. Okay.
So I need to check with the hosting with him, like he has a hosting, or should I buy a new hosting, because he said that I need to buy a new hosting.
So if domain name is available, I suggest don't check, don't speak any. So if you want, So if you think your old website you have invested a good amount, if it was built beautifully, if it is all good, ask them to give the backup of your website. You buy the domain now. Immediately you buy the domain. Okay. Hosting, it's easier. You can provide access to your domain so that they will connect the website which is already hosted on their server also. If it is all already there, again you have two options. The website is sitting in their server.
Yeah.
It has to be connected with the domain
Hmm.
which you own.
Yeah.
It's a simple step, one step process, 2 minutes work. Domain and website has to be connected, right? Another scenario, if they refuse to connect, ask them to provide all this content, the website, everything, they will transfer it to your server, or they will give it to you over email or pen drive whatsoever. You have to install all of it on your new hosting server that you buy.
I have asked a credential.
They have provided.
They have given it, but I'm not able to access the website. They sent me server is down.
So they must be probably moving it to some other place now, because
They don't want to disclose.
something must be happening in the background. Otherwise, why will suddenly it go down? Correct. After sharing credentials, it went down, right? So they must be doing something.
And they will be asking our Gmail account password and all we should not give.
You
share
should
it.
not
I
be.
will give.
See, now there are two ways of sharing. You can give access to your account, but not to the Gmail. See, for example, GoDaddy, right? You don't share the GoDaddy username and password, but you can give access only to the domain under the settings. Okay, it is something like this.
Page sharing.
Like you are adding multiple users to your account. So if you own a Facebook business page, you can invite a content collaborator or another admin, right? You are not going to share your personal Facebook username and password. A lot of people do that, right? Which will again lead to several other issues. Okay, okay. Up to here, it's clear. After buying the hosting, what is next? I'll show you. You have to you will be purchasing it with login only. And what do you by default see? I'll show it to you. This is what you will see. This is the first interface that you are going to see. Premium web hosting. So this is going to get expired on April. 13 websites are hosted here already, and you could see the websites which are hosted here, which these websites are purchased on the hostinger account only. Okay, manage all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all this, do you see creative print and pack here? You don't. Why? Because that's not owned by Hostinger. That's purchased on GoDaddy. But website is built on Hostinger. Right? So when I go to the websites, I'll see creative print and pack as well here. See? Okay.
This I didn't get this.
You didn't?
I didn't.
Okay. So now this is the account. You own all these domains, right? You can purchase a new domain as well. From this section, get a new domain, and you can buy a new GoDaddy. You can buy a new domain. So this section is all about managing your domain purchases, and which all you own, they all will be shown here. Okay. All the domains owned by you will be shown here, right? So now you all know that just owning a domain, you will not get a website. Let's assume we own see, it is not showing up here .com.
Even it is not showing for auction also.
Yeah, that's GoDaddy system. It's working only on GoDaddy, I guess. Auction on GoDaddy and people buying from GoDaddy because GoDaddy wants to make some huge margins or commissions, right? From there. I was assuming that it shows up everywhere.
So how much commission they will expect?
I don't
Percentage.
remember. They must be taking 10%
10%
or 20%. Must be some percentage. I don't remember. They take a good percentage, I believe. Right? Okay, let's assume this has been registered and you own it. Now, just by owning this, look at this, you cannot expect it to be working for you. Now go and visit, it won't work. So now here it is showing this site can't be reached, but once you own it, it might show it's not hosted. Maybe let me show you one of them which is not hosted. equatorschool.in. I think we have removed this website. So now we didn't really remove it. It's hosted, it's built, everything is there. We just created a small issue bug over because the payment is due from this customer. So we had to do that. Okay. So now coming back. Okay. So this way, so owning a domain will not suffice. You have to build a website,
Yes.
right? So now to build a website, you need the hosting as well, right? So we have the hosting, right? Here, all your websites are hosted. So this is my hosting environment. And which all websites are being hosted are shown here now. This is your hosting. Hosting is nothing but a storage space. Storage space, it's like your computer again. Your computer allows you to install application and use it, right? Same way this hosting environment is very much similar to your computer, which not just has the, will you think your hard disk will allow it? A memory card that used on your phone will allow it to install any application and use it? It has to be on your phone. It has to be connected with the operating system, right? Now this is very much similar to a computer storage. This is like a computer which has got both storage and operating system. Clear? Now we are going to build a website here. You can build a website on your computer also, and you can start accessing it. That's what we did last time. If you all could remember here, we did, right, December class. December class. I have written in this document only where we worked on December class. Okay. Yeah. So something like this built on your. I was showing it to you all last time. Okay, let me close this and let's see if I could open the file that has the actual information. So what did we save it as? December, right? December class.html. I don't know if I have erased it. Yes. Yeah, we did this last time, right? So now this is a web page. This is a web page, and this is working from your computer storage, and this is using your computer's RAM, resources, everything pertaining to your computer, correct? Do you think this page will open if your computer is already overburdened with too many applications opened on your computer and a lot of processor is taken? Even opening this might take lots of time, correct? Or may not open also, correct? So exactly the same thing now. You can drop this file. See, now you are using a computer basically which is connected to the internet with the hosting services. When you use hosting services, where is that? Yeah, here, right? Okay. So now it is exactly like your computer, but then you are seeing here very few options, not like your computer. You see here only the storage space and few other options. I'll show it to you. Okay. So now this is not displaying all the options like how your computer displays. This just gives you option, add a website, WordPress website, empty page or HTML website. We have to do WordPress. I'm showing you how this works. Okay, let me not do this. Okay. So add a new website. So how are you going to build a website is what we are going to look into now. It's very easy. So once you know you own the domain name, and now you own the server, hosting server, right? So this is the first step that you're going to do to build your website. Add website, and you're going to pick the option WordPress, right? So click on the WordPress. Now this is going to install a WordPress application on your computer, like how you install a document scanner app on your phone from the Play Store or App Store. After installation, you will start using that application and its features, right?
Yeah.
Correct? After installing Zomato, you will register an account and you will start using it, right? Exactly the same here. You are going to install the WordPress application, right, which we did in the last class, if you all could recall. So why I'm discussing this is, you might have forgot for sure. And now you must be able to relate comparatively better today, correct?
Yeah.
Understanding will be better comparatively, right? So now you have to give the username and password and set your language. Why? So WordPress language can be any language of your country. If you're from Europe or if you're from Middle East, you can set it to Arabic. If you're from Europe, you can set it to Spanish, French, German, or any language of your choice. Correct? Now we Indians use English, United States, right? And you set up a password as well of your choice. And maybe I'll do this for you. Administrator password. Okay, I have set the password and I have used the email ID as well, clients@Canada Digital. Next, right? Business and service, online store, blog, other portfolio, right? If you're an online store building an e-commerce store, you can pick this. Business and service, you can pick this, and later also you can convert it to e-commerce. Just that they are getting some information. It's all the same, right? So click on next, and now it's asking if you'd like to do you want to use any of this pre-existing website templates for your business, right? So now making better real estate decision. Okay, maybe somebody who is into real estate, welcome to dental clinic. Somebody who owns a dental clinic can quickly start using this, or they are not okay or happy with this. They have an option to build it. You can build from scratch. Look at this. You simply click on this and your website is ready. Okay, but then I'll do the same thing again, but using this option build from scratch, right? So by default, some theme has to be used for your website, right? So you can use any of this theme 2025, 2021. These are all by default from the WordPress community, and these are from other community sellers. Oh, you were trying, yeah. So
I was trying. I sent you.
Yes. So I'll use Astra. See, now this application is suggesting to download some of these plugins as well, which are optional. You can ignore them. Email marketing by Omnisend, you can ignore them. Google Sitekit is fine. WP Forms is fine. So click on next. So for which domain, what domain or subdomain would you like to use? Okay, so maybe what I'll do is I'll use one of the subdomain. Qatar for you, we have already built. It overrides. Maybe I'll try creativeprintandpack.com. See creative print and okay, I'll not do this. Qatar for you, creative print and so tested dot kelnorconsulting.com. kelnorconsulting.com is already owned by us. Okay. See, if you own a domain, you can create any number of subdomains. Your main domain is abc.com. Now I can create manju. It's automatically getting created here. I'll just have to input test instead of test or staging, whatever I want. Right? I have selected. Okay. Huh? So when you already own a land and have constructed the first floor, right? To construct the second floor, you don't have to purchase the land again in the same place, correct? Right? Same way, when you already own the domain, you can create any number of subdomains.
But how to do that?
I'm showing you, right?
Like
I have just typed. See, I already own kelnorconsulting.com. So I'm coming back. So I'm just clicking on next. It's asking me to pick a domain which I own. I can pick it up, or which I'm going to own. I can tell I'm going to own this domain.
For the domain also you should be paid.
Yes.
So, but like for example, qatarforyou.com is owned by you.
Owned by you, but not in this account. It's with GoDaddy.
No, I'm just telling you. GoDaddy, okay. But then again, you put something like test.qatarforyou.com, it will become a subdomain.
Yes. So anything that's
before,
prefix to your domain will be a subdomain. Okay. So now Qatar for you is at some other place. I can give Qatar for you name and I can start building the website. Even something that doesn't exist with me. So maybe let's say your company name. What is that? Foxy Inc. Foxy Inc. BLR.com. So foxyinc.blr.com already used at Hostinger. See, your guy is using Hostinger already. Okay, he has hosted it and it's showing already used at Hostinger. right? So if I have to
if
use,
we put a domain name, we'll get in which website, which this they are hosting with.
if it is already with the hostinger, so it is showing.
Okay.
So if you put Manjunath on your phone's contact list, it will show it to your phone. It's already saved if it's already saved, correct? Or maybe let's say your son has a phone, right? If you put your son's name on your phone, it might show you it's already saved. But if I type the same name on my mobile phone, it doesn't show. See, it's already there with you and hence it is showing. See, same way now, Foxy Inc. is already hosted at Hostinger. It's whatever activity is done in your home, it will come in your vicinity, right? You will be able to see if somebody does something in this office, somebody once they enter into this office, I'll be able to track everybody. I'll be able to see everybody, right? Same way, this domain is already owned with Hostinger. Domain or hosting, it's already hosted at Hostinger. Since the activity has already happened with Hostinger, Hostinger is able to pass that information here as well.
Okay.
Hostinger is a massive system, right? It has given one access to us and another access to somebody else, correct? But all the data is sitting with Hostinger. So now Hostinger is able to pass that information to a different account and tell that this is already with the Hostinger. Did you all get that?
Yeah.
Right? So now I can simply build a website like that also. Maybe I'll build it here test.kelnor consulting, CEO Kelnor. This is a Dubai company, right? See, thing is now this website is not built with Hostinger. This website is built in another hosting environment called DigitalOcean.
DigitalOcean.
So maybe I'll do it test.creative. That doesn't have cPanel. It has cPanel, but it's expensive. Creativeprintpack.com. Test.creativeprintpack.com. Do you own this domain? Use it.
They have given creativeprintpack.com.
They are suggesting. Oh, it's again saying you will have to connect it manually. So what I'll do is I'll just get to understand equatorschool.in. So this is already with hosting a Equator School. So I'm creating. So now why I'm doing test is already there is a domain built on equatorschool.in main folder. So if I had a new domain available now, I would have built your website only. Are you planning to buy? We can buy it now if anybody wants to buy a domain. But you are building e-commerce, right? You do it separately. For him, it will be a very small. Okay, that's okay, fine. So now I showed you right sometime back. You can go with this any new domain also if you're planning to.
Same thing is available on GoDaddy also.
What?
Like how you are doing now.
GoDaddy works differently.
It's different.
Slightly different. Okay. So now I'll do just test.equatorschool.in because I don't want to buy any new domain. So I'm creating a subdomain. Test.equatorschool.in. Yeah, click on next. So now this is installing a WordPress application. This is installing a database, creating the database or installing the database, and both will be connected by default automatically. They have automated. We used to install all of this separately, install WordPress and create the database. Now you have no clue where is your SQL database is created, but we will see. We will get to know. Done in next 2 minutes, your website is going to be ready. That's all.
Where are all the content?
I'll show it to you.
Content, how did you
So I was not able to.
I'll show it to you. I'm showing it to you. So now the action that I have initiated is going to create one folder. Is going to create one folder and put all the files pertaining to your WordPress application or your website will be in that folder. So now your WordPress website is created test.equatorschool.in preview domain. Okay, before that I'll show it to you. See now, creative print and pack dashboard. See now, file manager. File manager, your content is all sitting in this file manager. You see that here? This is creative print and pack. So a folder called creativeprintandpack.com got created. Within that, the file manager, and within that, you have all the content created. So public underscore HTML is the folder that is public underscore HTML conveys, indicates that it is connected to the internet server, right? So your main WordPress content files, everything is sitting here. All these are WordPress files, and all your images, everything that you put will be sitting here. Themes that you put, he will sitting here, right? So you don't have to struggle so much to this was all would have worked slightly differently in GoDaddy. Here it is different, slightly different. Okay.
But only if
So
we
this,
post on the GoDaddy only we'll be able to
yes.
do all this.
So this, no. This is same everywhere. You will have folder. Just how you access them is different. The steps or interfaces. So now your WordPress application, it's a software, right? Software is now set of files. So all these files are WordPress. This is also WP settings.php, which will allow you to deal with the settings of your domain. Yeah, all this are settings, dashboard. So in file manager, you see different files. Everything, don't struggle much to understand. Don't try to figure it out. Just this is all files related to WordPress application. So Zomato also, it's not for you. It looks an interface, right? But in the background there will be so many files, right?
Yeah.
The background, and it's none of your business, correct? For you, Zomato is working for you or not, and it's serving your purpose or not. That's what you care, right? So now these things will be looked into it when you have to get into a bit technical, when you have to edit certain things, when you have to change certain things. So WP config file, now view. So this is where we connect the database. So DB name, a DB is created, and DB username and password has been updated here. But you will not do any of this. Automatically everything is done. This is for somebody. This is a decade back. We used to build it all manually. Now don't get into any of these things, right? And now whatever photos or images you upload, they will come and sit in this WP content. Uploads.
Where we will be uploading?
I'll show it to you. We will be uploading all of them here. Here. This is the interface for you to manage everything pertaining to your website. If you log into your WordPress website, you will see exactly the same thing. This is from where you will manage everything pertaining to your website, and whatever you upload here automatically comes and sits in this folder. It is something like this. Let's assume your phone and computer are connected. Whatever you upload to your phone automatically comes to your computer desktop as well, correct? Or whatever you upload from your computer to Facebook, they will have server, and it's all going and sitting there, but it's here in the front end. Same way here, whatever you upload here, manage here, you change the theme, automatically you install a new theme. So I'll show it to you. Whatever you do, it comes and sits in this. See now Astra, we just downloaded Astra theme, right? So themes, you will see Astra. By default, whether you Astra or not, these three will get installed by default. And now if you are planning to install any new theme, I'll show it to you in the live. So the appearance themes, I'll install a new theme, and you will start seeing that as well. Okay. So these three are already there. These four are already there. So I'll click add new theme. Okay. You can upload theme from your computer if you have purchased any theme, or you can install. Okay. So maybe I'll install this Allo Elementor. And if I load it here, automatically you will see Elementor also here. I'll show it to you. You don't have to get into all of these things, but you are correlating things and understanding becomes easier if I'm showing this. Okay, so it's installed. So now I will reload this. You will see Elementor theme as well here. No activate. Okay, it's installed and showing up here. Maybe WP content. This is, oh sorry, we have installed this on test dot something, right? So it's installed here, not there. Test dot equator school, correct? Here. And we are checking it somewhere else. Okay, file manager. Even if test dot equator had those things, now you will additionally see Elementor thing. Public underscore HTML, WP content, themes. The hello Elementor. So I'll delete it here and you will see it going away. If I delete it here, it goes away there as well. So now hello Elementor. And reload this, you will see this going away.
Basically, you're showing backend and frontend.
Correct? Right. So now if you have access to your cPanel, you can do all of these things, but you don't do any of these things, not needed at this moment. So after installation, everything pertaining to your website building, everything will be done here. Okay. So after purchasing the land to construct a home, you will not think of the past, like from how many acres land. So linked, while purchasing, you will think 200 years back who owned this land, what was his age, what was what was their gender. You will not get into all of those details, right? It's something like that. You don't have to get into all of them. Okay. Now you all understood, right, this one technically. So now here, how do you build the website? Your website, let's see what it shows up here. Visit site. We have installed a default Astra theme, and this is what your website is now by default. Now how will you, this is your website.
Yeah.
Now how will you build a beautiful website like how we built this few days back? You're all getting it right now. So now this thing we will discuss tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm hoping when we discuss this tomorrow, you will get a very good understanding of how to build the websites. We have discussed this earlier.
I'm excited to do it. I want to try one website on my own.
Really? Sorry.
I said I'm excited to do one
Yeah,
website
I know.
on my own.
I know how excited you will be. I know because I understand that. So tomorrow, just wait for tomorrow. We'll build the website tomorrow. I'll give access to you, or maybe
My laptop also tomorrow then.
yes, bring it. So or maybe if you are planning to build your own website, it will be tomorrow. We for both of you. You plan it now. We will build a website tomorrow in the class. We'll reiterate this process, whatever we have done. Okay. So for you, I'll give access. Okay, to this one of these things, or I'll show it to you, or whatever they are doing, just be part of them. We'll do it at the desk.
Okay.
If it is difficult here, right? They will connect their laptops here and they will see, right?